Poster boy for masculinity, Missouri Senator Josh Hawley is slamming his House Republican colleagues for a deal they made to absolutely gut Medicaid under cover of night. Because if there's one thing Republican men love, it's doing things under the cover of night. Yeah, but I digress. He's blasting his fellow Republicans for threatening to cut Medicaid to take medical care and treatment away from tens of millions of poor Americans to offset Donald Trump's tax cuts for the 1% of the 1%. Mr. Trump has promised working class tax cuts and protection for working class social insurance, such as Medicaid, Hawley wrote in an op-ed in the New York Times. But now a noisy contingent of corporatist Republicans, call it the party's Wall Street wing, is urging Congress to ignore all that and get back to the old-time religion. Corporate giveaways, preferences for capital, and deep cuts to social insurance. So Josh Hawley is here advocating for Medicaid for poor people over tax cuts for rich people. So I think that gives you some idea of how whacked the Republican Party is right now. This wing of the party wants Republicans to build our big, beautiful bill around slashing health insurance for the working poor. But that argument is both morally wrong and politically suicidal. I don't even believe what I'm reading. Josh Hawley is fighting on behalf of maintaining health insurance for the working poor. I did not have that on my bingo card for May of 2025. The president has repeatedly rejected Medicaid cuts, Hawley said, which is true. And recent polls show that 64% of Republicans hold a favorable view of Medicaid, and 1 in 6 have personally benefited from it, while more than 80% of Americans oppose significant cuts, and more than half have a personal or family connection to Medicaid. It's safe to say that the Trump coalition was not pulling the lever for Medicaid cuts in November, Hawley wrote. Mike Johnson, porn monitor Mike Johnson, the House Speaker, finally woke up to this fact last week when he withdrew his support from one of the most aggressive reductions in Medicaid that was on the table. But many of my, Josh Hawley's, House and Senate colleagues keep pushing for substantial cuts, and the House will begin to hash out its differences in negotiations this coming week. Late on Sunday, House Republicans revealed legislation that analysts said would rip Medicaid coverage from millions of low-income Americans by essentially just gutting it entirely. Let's be clear. Republican leadership released this bill under cover of night because they don't want people to know their true intentions, said Representative Frank Pallone, Democrat from New Jersey. Republicans need to open their eyes. Our voters support social insurance programs, he added. More than that, our voters depend on these programs, and there's a reason for this that Republicans would do well to ponder. Our economy is increasingly unfriendly to working people and their families, wrote Senator Hawley. So somebody clearly got some compromise, some blackmail information on Josh Hawley, and they're using it to force him to stand up and fight for benefits for poor people. So that's where we're at. Have a great day.